Hello there, and welcome to problem number 9 for your Intro to Drafting problem set. Problem number 9, let's take a look at them. It's this guy right here. Now, this is probably one of the more complicated ones we've done so far. But really, if we break it down, it's not terribly difficult. So let's get going. We're going to start with this blue circle up here in the corner. So let's go. So let's look at it. That circle is a radius of 0.47. So I'll draw a circle right here. A radius 0.47 inches. Okay. And now I'm going to throw a monkey wrench into it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the back. Now we're going to come back over here and start drawing. We're going to start drawing up here. So follow along. So the back line of the object, the right side line of the object, is 4.31 inches away from the center point of that circle. So I'm going to draw 4.31 inches right here. And now the vertical line is 2.26 inches. So let's see, 2.26 inches. Okay, and now we have this guy right here. Okay, so now we can get rid of this line. Oh heck, I can go ahead and I can draw in that that second line, and that guy is 1.5 inches away from the back line in the center. So I'm going to draw 1.5 inches, and I'm going to copy this guy, copy and drag, click them onto the endpoint, and now we have our two circles. Now I'm going to draw these lines here, and we already know that these lines are 4.31 inches. 4.31 inches. Okay, and I'm going to just copy this guy down over here and come and snap them into place. So now we are this far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle to complete this, the rounded part of this. And this circle has a radius of 1.13 inches. Okay, it's exactly half of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle by radius. Here's our circle, but what I have to do is something happened here. Window, palettes, basic. There we go. Got it back. Now what we need to do is we need to trim this back half off, and we're going to use the trim command. We've used that before. I'm going to cut off the back half. There we go. Now we have our top piece. Now there are some other lines that go in here, some other vertical lines, but we can't do those until we work on this bottom piece, because again, remember, this is orthographic projection, so everything needs to line up perfectly. So what I'm going to do is to start lining things up, I'm just going to drag a line down here to, we'll drag it down to right here. And I'm going to start drawing in the top right corner the dimension of 0.71, the line, and I'm going to draw it right about here. So I'm going to draw a line that's 0.71 inches. So I have this line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this line down here, and from the looks of the dimensions, that line is 1.16. Okay, now I'm going to draw this line, and looking at the dimension right above it is 1.69. And then we can go back up. I can measure 1.16, but I'm going to come over here snap onto this, and now it's exactly, these two lines are exactly the same. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw this next line. It's 3.04. And then come down again, 0.57, 0.57 inches. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down and I'm going to start over here on this side. Now I can get rid of this line right here. So I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to need to add 1.16 and 0.57. So I'm going to do a quick math here. That's 13, 1.73 if I did my math right. So I'm going to draw a line that's 1.73 inches. Okay, now I know, nope, I know this line is 3.11 inches. And then this line up again is 1.16. And now I'm hoping these two lines connect right up. And look at that, it's 180 degrees, it's perfectly straight. So I think we got it right. So let's take a look here. So now again, looking at this drawing from the top, if we look at this, there's a couple lines we can draw, and we can draw this line in because looking at it from the top, we'll see it. We're going to see this corner right here. We'll see it because we're looking down from the top. But this line, this dashed line right here, we know there's a break. We're seeing this break right here, but it's hidden by the rest of the object. So we're going to drop these lines in right now and change their dashed status. So I'll come back to Vectorworks. So I'm going to drag this guy up here. I mean, this is really how simple it is. It's just, you know, a matter of lining things up. I'm going to put this line right here. I can clip him off right there. And then I'm going to drag this guy up right here and trim him off. Trim that off. And I need to make this guy a dashed line. So it's a small dash. So I'm going to come back over here, dash style 2. So now we have this top piece is almost done with the exception of some dimensioning. So now we can come down and finish. If we look down where these circles come through, okay, see these dashed lines right here, we know that this hole and this hole is essentially drilled all the way through. So this is showing us that it's in the top view. You can't tell that it's drilled through, but in this view we can see that it's drilled through. So we're going to come back and again, it's just a matter of dropping lines down. So I'm going to drop from center left. Oh, you know what? I have snapped the tangent on. Take that off. It's still snapping the tangent. So escape out, draw a line, center left, drop it down, center right, drop it straight down. Do the same thing here. Same thing here. And now I'm just going to trim these guys off. Couple trims. Oh, I didn't drag them far enough. I started in the wrong spot. So we'll just finish these guys. Okay, and now I can come back and trim them off. Okay, and we have to set those as dashed lines again. They're hidden lines. So we're going to set those guys. All right. And the last one. All right. So the last thing we need to do to draw in here is our center line. And remember how we did the center line earlier is we had to actually create our own center line, a long dash, a short dash, and a long dash. So I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just going to I'm going to actually draw it up here. So I'm going to draw a long dash, short dash. I'm going to kind of scooch it apart just a little bit. And then I'm up just a little bit. And I'm going to take this guy and mirror him over. We love the mirror. And again, we're going to come back like we did on the other project. We're going to group it. Come up here to modify, group. And now what I can do is I can come back here and I can drop this guy. Holding the shift key down, I can drop him right down and he's perfectly exactly where he needs to go. I'm gonna drag him up just a little tiny bit here. Okay, now the same thing over here. I'm going to hold down the key, copy it over. I'm going to line it up with the center point and drop it down again. And there we go. I'm going to scooch him up just a little bit. So now we're ready to start dimensioning. And again, my thing is to put the center points in first. So I'm going to put our center marks in. Oh, let's see. Do I have center mark? Center mark. Okay. And now I'm going to do our linear dimensions. Oh, the one thing I forgot to do was make sure that these are the right distance apart. And if you look at the drawing, they need to be 1.5 inches apart. So I'm going to draw a line, 1.5 inches. And I'm going to take this guy. I'm going to kind of move him out of the way just a little bit and then drag him back into place. Come on. Delete that line, and now they're 1.5 inches apart. And I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to drag them down just a little bit here. All right, so let's start dimensioning. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to dimension up in this corner, dimension to here, and I'm going to dimension this guy right up here, endpoint. Okay, let's see, 2.26 on the side. 1.13, so I'm clicking on this endpoint and I'm clicking on the center point. Now I'm going to drag this dimension line out just a little bit. I'm going to drag it out to there, so now we know it's right on the center. And I'm going to drag this guy out just a little bit too. Alright, so I think we have the top guy done. So now let's start over here. So let's see, I'm going to start with 0.71. Let's see, let's do 1.16. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start him right here, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to pull him back just a little tiny bit to right there. And now I can put in our other dimension. Snap him right there. Let's get our 3.11 right there. 1.16 right there. Let's do 1.69, and now we know, if you notice, all these dimensions are lining up. You see how they're all having that's just a neatness thing, but it's a nice little touch that you can do. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to pull him up just a little tiny bit to right there, and then we're going to do the 3.04 to here, and let's see, 0.57. I love it when the dimensions work out. So now all we have left are these the circular dimensions. So the first thing we're going to dimension is this inner circle. So that is an exterior radial dimension. So let's see, external radial. Click on it. Now we need to change the shoulder over here, so I'm going to click. Do that right there. I need to add the times 2. So I'm going to put that over here in the leader and the trailer. I'm going to do 2x just because I'm a rebel. Alright, and then we need to do the big arc here, and I see an error with it. I wonder if you've caught it, but we're gonna dimension this, and that is an internal radial, so we're going to use this. And now there we go, and the dimension's right, but on our drawing we have ×2. There really isn't 2 times, so that needs to be marked out. So the dimension as you see it right here is exactly correct. So I think we're done, but what we're going to do, let's come back, take a look at this guy. Again, I think that looks pretty darn good. So there you go, guys, problem 9. And thanks for following along, and I'll see you soon for problem number 10.